have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer them.
Basically, I feel that the qualities you suggested should be imbibed from homes. But ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ ഒരു സിറ്റുവേഷനിൽ even if we as parents try to instill the basic qualities or the culture or maybe whatever. But when it comes to when I see my son growing up, I see it's a big challenge to maybe instilling is fine, but for him to sustain with these sort of qualities with a high peer pressure and from the high society, the pressure from the society is quite difficult. That's what I feel. So, in a situation where what will be my role?
I don't entirely, no doubt. These values, virtues, ethics, it has got to be started from home. There is no doubt about it. I would say 80% contribution should be from home, only 20-30% only from the institutions. But once these values are instilled and imbibed by the child, it's a lasting possession. I don't think it can wear out.
Sir, wear out in a kind of qualities imbibe ചെയ്താലും അത് അവന്റെ ക്യാരക്ടറിൽ സസ്റ്റെയിൻ ചെയ്ത് കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ it's quite difficult.
No. That is the courage of conviction, the readiness to face difficulties. You must instill that.
Yes, sir, we do. പക്ഷെ അതിന്റെ കൂടെ തന്നെ അവൻ പഠിക്കുന്ന ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ ഏതായാലും അതും കൂടെ ഇതിൽ ഒരു റോൾ പ്ലേ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്.
I agree. The institution has to continue the support. That is required. At home, it is something like you germinate that seed is germinated at home, but it is growing outside in the world. It requires a lot of nourishment, sunlight, water. These are to be given by others, no doubt. But the basic values are instilled. I think we'll be standing up to any adversities that he faces. It is possible.
Let me add to that one more point. So with no hard feelings from any of the teachers who are here, I would like to add that maybe the teachers we had were so professionally committed as teachers, but the teachers are younger generations are having our professional അത്രയും committed അല്ല എന്നുള്ളൊരു സിറ്റുവേഷൻ അല്ല ഇപ്പോഴും. So that may be reflecting in this.
Yes, that's what I told you. I said the quality of the faculty has gone down. That is required, no doubt. Any institution abroad you find, the faculty members enjoy such a high respect. Here, our teachers and professors don't enjoy any respect at all among the students. That has gone. This environment has to change.
My feeling, sir, is my feeling is that the engineers are not getting chance for execution of jobs in full. As you incidentally mentioned, IAS people rule over those parts, or bigger decisions are taken by them. Now the effort is we should be to channelize and see that engineering career is designed in such a way that the growing engineers get opportunity to not only design, execute and deliver it, and not as just paper pushers or calculators or thinkers. Because this is my point which I want to tell you.
Incompetence with the engineers. Even if they got an opportunity, they are not taking advantage of it today. I can tell you that. I am particularly, Hashim should excuse me, particularly I am interacting so much with PWD engineers these days. Even if they get an opportunity, I don't find that push, that vigor, that commitment, that enthusiasm, dynamism missing. I am handling a few PWD works. I find the corresponding enthusiasm from the PWD is just nothing. It is their work I am handling. It is not my work. But I don't find even a single day an executive engineer or super engineer of that PWD coming and seeing what is happening. I have many cases. I am living in Panani today. There is a national highway bypass for Panani. The land for that is acquired about 20 years back. Even today, the road is not complete. Is it IAS people holding it up? It is only lack of enthusiasm or dynamism with the engineers. And in that road, fortunately, about four years back, when the chief minister went and he found the national highway from Kuttipuram to Pannani, all the lands acquired, no work was started. The National Highway Authority was not taking any action. He took the bold decision that Kerala PWD will handle it. He allotted funds also. And only about 4 or 5 days back, that road has been completed and opened. But a portion of the road is still not started, not work. Only because there's a bridge across Kanoli River, Kanoli Canal. That bridge plan is still not finalized. I want to ask you, whose fault is it? Is it fault of the IAS? Engineers of PW, National Highway of Kerala and engineers of surface transport in Delhi, they are not able to come to an understanding about the bridge, what is required. This is purely a technical, professional decision. Why can't the decision be taken? Last 20 years is pending. Then I took initiative, wrote to the then Minister for Urban Transport, I knew him well, wrote him saying that this particular bridge is still not decided, not even not started. Within 15 days the sanction came for that bridge. That is about nearly 2 years back. Even just now only the bridge work is being started. 2 years we are lost. Whose fault is it? Engineers have to take it as a mission. When a job is given to them, it should be their mission to see that it is done. And they should not bother about what happens with the politicians, what happens with the bureaucrats. They should take bold decisions and go ahead. If somebody has taken a decision, this is the bridge I want, gone for 10 years, I want to know who will stop it. That dynamism is required. We tend to take the line of least resistance. I don't want to. I can give you any number of incidents in my career where I have faced similar situations, where I took bold decisions and went forward. Nothing happened to me. One particular example I want to mention to you, because this should be a lesson to our engineers. I was divisional engineer, Southern Railway, all over for Palghat. And between Palghat and Shorno, there are so many bridges on the railway line. In those days it was a single line. And Bhadrapura was just going very close to that. So many cross drainages. The railway sanctioned a work for pitching the approach banks of all these bridges. Work was sanctioned, money was allotted, but work was not being done. It was going on year after year, work was not being done for some reason or other. The main reason was the contract provided that the contractor should bring all the boulders required for these bridges he should bring it to the site and build it. And to bring to the site is possible only through bullock carts, because all paddy fields, one side paddy fields, the other side the river. And no contractor was able to bring it to the site and build it. When I took over as division engineer, and when I found that this particular work was dragging on for the last 4 or 5 years, not getting completed, I took the decision, it's only boulders required. We will train out boulders by our ballast train. Railway has got a system of a train to train out ballast. I said, I will train out from the quarry whatever boulders required, and I trained out the boulders for all the bridges. What was done well in time. Now, this was taken up by vigilance as a serious vigilance offence, saying that the work was only to be done by the contractor to bring to the site, but the contractor has been helped by allowing him to bring it by a ballast train. They forget that, but the ballast train they are charging, they release charges for bringing it to the site. It was taken as a vigilance. The Vigilance Department, Southern Railway, took up this issue against my permanent day inspector, who carried out the work. When I came to know it, I wrote to the Vigilance officer, please, you have taken up the case against the permanent inspector. This is wrong. He has done it only at my instructions. If you want to take up the case, take against me. I am the division engineer. I have given the orders. He promptly registered a case against me. Promptly. And the case was going on. When it went to the chief engineer, deputy chief engineer, they were not able to protect me. It went to the chief engineer, he was also not able to protect me. It went to the railway board. In those days, railway board had the final say in all business matters. Today, they don't have. The member engineer railway board went through all the records. And he said, I admire this young civil engineer who has taken such a bold decision and got the degree of conviction. And his example should be a model to all young engineers in Indian Railways. He circulated the letter to all the young engineers in Indian Railways. No, people should not be afraid to take such a decision. This is what I am pleading before you. Our engineers should be bold enough to take decisions. I am only giving this small incident. I have faced hundreds of such problems in my career. But if your intention is correct, if you are otherwise very honest, then none of these things can touch you. It is very important for any engineer to establish a reputation for integrity. Right from his early life, he must establish that reputation for integrity. There should be a passport in his pocket. Wherever he goes, the reputation should go ahead of him. People will not mistake. Even if it is a mistake committed, they will say it's a genuine mistake, not something to benefit himself. That will be the sort of attitude of the whole administration.
Sir, we have a classic example where the PSUs, when under the hierarchy of IAS, are removed difference. Because in the 70s and 80s, the control was, when it was run by Mr. KPP Nambiar, he was directly reporting the minister. He had a condition he cannot report to any IAS officer. So during that period, it was wonderfully done well. But when he has moved out, it came under the IAS hierarchy, just gone out. But during that period, he has to really struggle and fight the political interference. May not be peaceful and possible for all peoples. I mean, it's a classic example we have found in Kerala years also.
You are very right. The control was spoiled only by the bureaucracy. That was such it's a pioneer organization in the country. That was only completely destroyed by the bureaucracy. Only because engineers are not allowed to handle it themselves. This situation has to change. In fact, Caltron's example I very often quote in the Institute of Engineers meeting also. No, but let us make a start. Why not an organization like Reccaa make an appeal to government? All the technical departments, at least you are short of IAS officers in the country. You find that just simply promoted IAS officers are being put as secretaries today because of shortage of IAS officers. Why can't this be handed over to the technical people? But then, I must also warn you, once the responsibilities have been given to you, must discharge it properly. Afterwards, you can't make a mess of it. You should establish that a technocrat can do much better than a journalist. That you should establish. That is required. Railway is one organization from that matter. Railway is one organization which is not under the purview of any bureaucrats. Purely technical people. Technically, technocrats run the whole organization. Only politicians derail many of our decisions and many of our projects. Otherwise, railway is one organization, and that is one organization today you find that one of the best government organizations in the country because of this.